screen sharing? Is it possible for you?
Not at all.
Can I share it?
Yeah, you can share it.
Yeah, just a minute. From WhatsApp, can you just say hi to me?
All right.
I have to,
Okay.
and I have to take your. From WhatsApp, you just say hi to me.
Yeah. Doing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, shall I continue?
Yeah, just a minute. I'm going to show your paper.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you able to see now?
Yeah.
Can you able to see now the paper?
Yes, yes. It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Now you can proceed.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
as I said earlier on, it highlights the potential of society organizations to harness the influence of prophetic voices, drawing parallels with the biblical prophet Amos, addressing the deep-rooted injustices faced by marginalized communities. So the paper also looks at or into specific examples of injustice in Malawi. It also explores the role of the social justices organizations in advocating for social justice and suggests strategies for leveraging prophetic voices to challenge existing power structures and promote systematic change. So in Malawi here, many civil society organizations that advocate for the marginalized and challenge the deep-rooted injustices faced by the poor, the voiceless, and those exploited by the wealthy and powerful. Examples of such societies, organizations in Malawi are: one, the Center for Human Rights and Rehabilitation. Next is the Malawi Human Rights Commission. Also, Malawi Council for Handicapped, Youth Net and Counseling, National AIDS Commission, and the Women's Legal Resources Center. So let's now look at the specific examples of injustices needing to be addressed by civil society organizations. So while Amos specifically addressed the ancient Israelites, his critiques of social injustice and oppression can be applied broadly. In the context of Malawi, examples might include: one, economic inequalities. This refers to disparities among individuals' income and wealth, and those differences can be great or unequal distribution of income and opportunity between different groups in society. There are three main types of economic inequalities. First of all, we have what we call the income inequality. This is an extent to which income is distributed unevenly in a group of people. This may be caused by, among others, historical racism, unequal land distribution, high inflation, and stagnant wages. The next one is the pay inequalities, the difference between the earnings of men and women. The persistent earnings inequality for working women translates into lower lifetime pay for women, less income for families, and higher rates of poverty across Malawi. In each district in the country, that's the country of Malawi, women experience lower earnings and higher poverty rates than men. We have also wealth inequalities. This refers to an equal total amount of assets of an individual or household. It may also mean the unequal distribution of assets in a group of people. Now let's come to the pointing number 2 under specific examples of injustices. Let's say about the corruption. This means dishonesty or illegal behavior, especially by powerful people such as government officials or police officers. Corruption and be defined and be defined and categorized in different ways. The most common types of categories of corruption are supply versus demand corruption, grant versus corruption, conventional versus unconventional corruption, public versus private corruption. The third point is on the lack of access to education and healthcare. This also make people suffer in terms of education, especially when it is sidelining one side. Oh, that's to say, people with low income may not access the decent education, but we see that people with high income will access different decent education in the private sectors. The fourth one is the instances of exploitation and unfair treatment within society. Examine specific cases of exploitation, discrimination, and neglect could resonate with the Amos' concerns about the mistreatment of the vulnerable and the call for social justice. Now, allow me to look at the roles of Malawian civil societies organizations in promoting social justice. So these organizations play vital roles in advocating for the rights of the marginalized and challenge the deep-rooted injustices faced by the poor, the voiceless, and those exploited by the wealthy and powerful, like Amos, who prophesied in the 8th century BCE, addressing social injustice and moral decay in Israel and the surrounding nations. His messages emphasized the need for justice, righteousness, and genuine worship. Now let us look at these laws of the Malawian civil society organizations in promoting social justice. So these are some of the Malawian civil society organizations' roles in combating the challenges faced by the poor, the voiceless, and those exploited by the wealthy and powerful. The first law is advocating for women's rights and provide legal support to address gender-based issues. Women's rights are crucial for achieving gender equality. This involves equal opportunities, access to education, health care, and the abilities to make choices without discrimination. Advocacy and awareness play vital roles in promoting and protecting women's rights. These organizations try their best to achieve gender equality. Next is in safeguarding and promoting human rights, good governance, and civic education. This involves protecting individuals from discrimination, ensuring their dignity, and upholding fundamental freedom. It requires legal frameworks, education, and members of the clergy to address issues like injustice, inequalities, and violations. Active involvement of faith-based organization is essential to create a country that is free from these malpractices. The last one, which is according to me, addressing issues affecting young people, including people with disabilities. These organizations have a comprehensive approach, including education, employment opportunities, and mental health support. Engaging youth in decision making, yes, promoting inclusivity, and addressing social and economic inequalities are essential for fostering a better future for younger generation. Finally, let's look at the strategies for leveraging prophetic voices to challenge existing power structures and promote systematic change. Among others are engaging faith-based organizations to challenge existing power structure and promote systematic change as situated in the Book of Amos, who stood our ground by promoting justice. The other one is advocating social media platforms to reach a wider audience and foster discussions around the need for systematic change. This will cater all groups of people, including those that are in power. Next, engaging within grassroots movements, organizations, and communities to build alliances and strengthen your advocacy. And finally, employing peaceful protests, art, and other creative expressions to inspire action and draw attention to the injustices you aim to address. These protests must be peaceful in nature, not that are detrimental to the community, but they must be peaceful in nature as we are God-fearing nation and God-fearing people. In conclusion, the seminar itself has highlighted the potential of Malawian civil society organizations to harness the influence of prophetic voices, drawing parallels within biblical prophet Amos to address deep-rooted injustices faced by marginalized communities. The paper has also looked into specific examples of injustices in Malawi and explored the role of CSOs in advocating for social justice and suggested strategies for leveraging prophetic voices to challenge existing power structures and promote systematic change. So all the information I got the information from especially internet, and also I used in the King James Version Bible. This is all I had so far. I would like also to appreciate you in a special way for paying your attention. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you. Wonderful. A wonderful presentation, and thank you for your efforts. Okay. Is there any other people are there to present? Brother Peter, it's you presented no already? No. Hello. Brother Peter. Peter. Hello. Your voice is not loud. Can you?
Yeah, I think
Hello.
I'll present mine tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Somewhere where the
Okay.
network is very bad.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Right. So I'm going to present mine today. Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hello.
You can. Yeah, you can hear me now, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. This is my paper. Probably I'll compare Malawi and also India. See the marginalized and the poor people there everywhere, but specific needs we need to recognize that is always there. But okay, so my paper is presented and prepared on the context of Malawi. How can Malawi civil society organizations leverage the power of prophetic voices like Amos to advocate for the marginalized and challenge the deep-rooted injustice faced by the poor, the voiceless, and those exploited by the wealthy and powerful? Okay, so mostly, most of you presented on agriculture, land grabbing, so women rights, poor education, and also injustice in labor to the women and all. Okay, so that's why I just picked up some photos. So these are all, the people who work in civil society organizations who are in fact doing wonderful job in Malawi. Okay, so we'll go into the paper. Malawian civil society organizations can leverage the power of prophetic voices like Amos, advocate for the marginalized and challenge injustice in several ways. Okay, so we will draw the inspiration from Amos' message of injustice, justice, social justice, and also we will see some issues, especially farming issues. Okay, the moral grounding. What is the moral grounding? Amos's message is our moral grounding. Okay, Amos's message of social justice, equality, and God's concern for the oppressed can provide a powerful moral grounding for CEOs. That means social advocacy efforts. They can cite his words to highlight the injustice faced by the marginalized and call for change. Issues farming. There is some disturbance. Can you just unmute your mute your voices? Okay. By drawing parallels between societal ills of Amos' time and contemporary Malawi, civil society organizations can aptly frame issues of poverty, exploitation, and voicelessness. This can resonate with the public and garner support for their cause. Shifting narratives. Prophetic voices like Amos often challenge dominant narratives that justify the status quo. Civil society organizations can use his words to explore the harmful narratives that perpetuate exploitation and marginalization, promoting alternative narratives that emphasize dignity, equality, and justice for all. Mobilizing and empowering communities. So this is very, very important. When we are raising our voice against to this powerful people, wealthy people, mobilizing and empowering community is very, very important. Whether we are pastors or any local leaders or any NGO workers, whatever it may be. So our primary work is mobilizing and empowering communities based on God's social justice, based on God's word. Community organizing. Inspired by Amos's emphasis on collective action, CSOs can mobilize communities to advocate for themselves. They can facilitate community dialogues, raise awareness, and empower individuals to speak out against injustice. Capacity building. By providing training and resources, CEOs can equip community members with the skills and knowledge they need to effectively advocate for their rights and hold authorities accountable. Okay. Non-violent resistance. Amos' message often emphasized non-violent resistance. Okay. Community social organizations can adopt and adapt his method of peaceful protests, boycotts, and civil disobedience to challenge unjust systems and policies. Okay. So, engaging with authorities and power structures, truth telling. Okay, like Amos, who spoke truth to power. Civil society organizations can use their platforms to explore injustice and hold authorities accountable. They can document human rights abuses. So this is very important. Documenting, very important. Advocate for transparency and demand reforms that address systematic issues. Okay. Policy advocacy. Drawing on Amos's call for justice, CEOs can engage in policy advocacy to influence the legislation and government programs that address the need of the marginalized. They can conduct research, submit proposals, and lobby policymakers. Okay. Interfaith collaboration. So we want just the justice to be prevailed. So, and sometimes it's not possible for us alone to achieve these things. So that's why we need a collaboration. Okay, since the Malawi, the country as a or as a nation, some people are Catholic, some people are evangelical Christians, some are Muslims, and some other people are there. So we need to bring awareness between all people, so that other people also can join their hands with us to raise our voice against our truth telling, our policy advocacy, and all those things. Interfaith collaboration is also required. Amos's message transcended religious boundaries. Okay, civil society organizations can build alliance with faith-based groups and leaders who share their values to amplify their voices and broaden their reach. Okay. Presently in India, what's happening? I wanted to tell you. See, the present government is actually seems to be very fundamental religious. There, the government supposed to be a democratic, but they're supporting one religious people. Okay, they are promoting the anti-social elements in religious people. Okay, and they have centralized all the powers, like income tax people and this election commission and all these people. Okay, so now in 2024, the new government, central government is going to be formed by the elections. Okay, so now the elections are happening for last 10 or maybe last 15 years through EVMs, electronic machines. So, but now the doubt came to all people, civil societies, that the EVMs are manipulating the results of the elected people. So if the EVMs are manipulating, then the democratic values are dead. Okay, so that's why now the civil society people are now peacefully protesting against the this election commission and the way of conducting elections and all. So they want now ballot paper elections, not the EVMs and all. Okay, so they are telling the truth, and they are actually peacefully organizing, and also what they're doing, they actually bringing different sector people into their movement. Okay, like all other opposite parties, other civil society people, other movements like farmers movements and other movements also, they are actually bringing into this struggle, the peaceful struggle. Okay, so that's what happening in India right now. So like that, it's important to remember that context matters. Okay, whether it is Malawi or any other country in Africa or in India, the context matters. Okay. While the message of Amos offers valuable inspiration, CS was that community social organizations should be mindful of the specific cultural and political realities of Malawi and applying to his teachings. They should also strive to be inclusive and representative of the diverse communities they seek to empower. Okay, by creatively leveraging the power of prophetic voices like Amos, Malawian civil societies can play a crucial role in advocating for the marginalized, challenging injustice, and promoting a more just and equitable society. Okay, so who is Amos now? Hello, thank you. So that actually equitable society brings hope. Okay, so that is our hope. In this generation, God chooses all of us to be his channels of blessing to our generation people. So if we act now, future of these children, okay, they have hope. Okay, if you don't act now, this future, these children's future, we cannot see the when they grow up, we cannot see their smiles. Okay, so dear friends, now I wanted to ask you some questions. I request you to answer. Thank you very much for your patient listening. Hello. Hello. Okay. So right now, who is Homos at present? See, we are all speaking about civil society organizations. Okay. The civil society organizations, whose role actually they are playing now? Whose role civil society organizations are now playing? Hello, Brother Bright.
Yes, I guess Christians have the role.
Huh?
I guess the Christians have that role to continue the message of Amos.
Yes. To continue the message of Amos, Amos' role actually played by these civil society organizations, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we are as a pastors, as a lay leaders, as a whatever the leadership that given to us, we should be part of this civil society organizations. Okay, may not be an organization, so we should have that awareness. Okay, maybe if you are a pastor of one church, you should have that awareness. Okay, you should act like a civil society organizations. Okay, you should advocate, you can try to bring change. First of all, you need to mobilize your people, educate your people, so that they will understand their the problems. For example, in your church, the children are there, young people are there, but they're not good enough to, they're not continuing their studies to the higher level. And education is not good. What we need to do is, we need to bring awareness so that the congregation people, though they are very poor, they should give more priority to the education. Okay, so we can even conduct some awareness classes for our community people, church people, so that they can change, even to the laborers, those who are actually, even can teach. Okay, so even for example, health issues are there, malnutrition problem is there, health problems are there. We need to bring out, so some awareness about health. We need to conduct some classes, so that they will be aware of it. Okay, so these are the things that we need to do as a children of God. We should put our leg into the shoe of Amos, so that we can respond to the problems around us. Okay, thank you very much. I think this is enough for today. Is anything need to be discussed? Any of you can raise your voice. Yeah, anything to be shared? Sister Rebecca, James, Christopher, Bright.
No, it's just a pray to you that I think you have seen just a few of our seminar papers. I want
Yes.
you to, where there are mistakes, please correct us so that we have to polish our seminar papers, since some of us are just new in this particular class.
Maybe tomorrow I can do that one. Okay, I have to go again. All of your papers. Okay, all of your papers are good. But still I need to